Hey guys, this week for Weapons Wednesday, we're going to test out some of our newest everyday carry knives that are under $20. But before we begin, if you could just like this video and subscribe to our channel, that would be awesome. So for the last few weeks, I've been having you guys go to the community tab and actually vote for which items were your favorite in the videos we've released. Now, a couple of weeks ago, we had some really unique items, and you guys voted for the hand-forged Chinese pudao as your favorite weapon. So this thing is awesome. I absolutely love it. That was a good choice on your behalf. And then last week, we had a bunch of new weapons that included the indestructible plastic tonfa and some other things, but you guys voted for the modern combat machete as your favorite, which is another really good choice for a weapon. So this week, we're gonna be doing knives. Just make sure that you go to the community tab and you vote for your favorite knife, just so I get a better idea of what you guys are into. As usual, there are links to all the products in the description for the video, so if you'd like more information on the products or their prices, definitely click on that link and check it out on KarateMart.com. So one of the questions I get most often, almost every week in our videos is, Kyle, why don't you show the prices of any of your items in the videos? And there's actually two reasons for that. One, prices change over time, and if you're watching this video 8 years from now, there's a good chance the prices changed at that point, especially with the way inflation's going right now. And two, I take a lot of pride in the fact that when I show weapons on here, I like to point out the things I don't like about them as much as the things that I do like about them. So I'm not really a very good salesman, to be completely honest. What I am is a weapons fanatic. I like to show off weapons, and that is the goal of this channel, just to show you guys all the cool weapons that we started carrying. So I wanted to do something a little bit different this week and just show off a bunch of knives that are under $20 because I thought that would be kind of fun for you guys. So these aren't like the best knives we carry. These are just really good everyday carry knives that are under $20. So with that said, I had Amanda go back into the warehouse and she grabbed a bunch of our knives for us that are under $20. And she's going to bring them to me wrapped up so I don't know what they are. That way I can give you a good and fair and honest review of each item. So without further ado, what's the first item, Amanda?
Here you go.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Okay, and the first item is the Desert Assault Pocket Knife. Ooh, look at that. First off, I just love that spring assist. That was very, very nice. I'm just going to do that again. Yeah, that's beautiful. Okay, so there's two things I noticed when I look at this knife. First off, it's got an extremely rugged handle, and it's a really comfortable handle. So that handle is made out of a nylon fiber, which, as you know if you've watched my videos, I absolutely love nylon fiber. We're seeing it way more often nowadays on different weapons. It's just made to be a very durable material, and I think it's going to absolutely be perfect on this knife because it's corrosion resistant. It's going to be really good for an outdoor use knife. So I love that about it. The second thing I noticed on this knife, and it's really, really great that this is the first knife we grabbed because it's got a combo blade to it, a combo edge blade. So you can see that it's serrated on the bottom and then it's got a plain edge up top. So a lot of people ask me, which would you prefer, Kyle? Would you rather have a serrated blade or a plain edge blade? And that's an incredible question. So the thing is, a serrated blade is really good for cutting through tough materials, but it's kind of more difficult to maintain. It's a little more difficult to sharpen, where a straight edge will actually give you a really clean cut, and it's really easy to sharpen. So these combo edge blades are really nice because you have both options to them. So I absolutely love that about this knife. Let's see, some things I noticed. First off, it's got a venting on the blade, which, you know, that's more for aesthetic appeal than anything else. Doesn't really do much for taking off weight on the blade at all because this thing only weighs 3.8 ounces. So it's actually a really nice weight already. And the grip is super comfortable. Like, I absolutely love that about it. Looks like we've got a lanyard hole there. So you could hook it onto a key ring, you could hook it onto a necklace to make a neck knife, so that could come in handy. Looks like it's got a stone-washed 3CR13 stainless steel blade. Not my favorite metal in the world, but it'd be good again for outdoor use because it is very corrosion resistant. And the blade is approximately 3 inches. and the overall length of it open is 7 3/4 inches, and the length of it closed is about 4.5 inches. It's also got this pocket clip on there, which is pretty nice. Yeah, that looks good. I mean, for an everyday carry knife, that's actually really nice. I like that. And I don't think there's anything else to tell you about it. But we really want to know how well it cuts. So it's already really sharp. Like, this thing is already really sharp, but we've got to test it out a little bit. I want to see how strong this blade is. So what I'm going to do is I've got this karate gi top here, and I'm just going to set it over the Wing Chun dummy. Just kind of like that. And I want to see how well this can cut into that. So we've actually got some jimping up top, which is nice. So my thumb actually has a really good thumb groove right there. So as far as comfort goes and control, I absolutely love this. I've got a lot of control with this knife. So yeah, so as you can see, we just sliced through right there. And that was actually the plain edge that just sliced that. You can see the serrated edge sliced this area, but the plain edge by itself sliced through really nicely. And we can see it kind of sliced into the wood a little bit. So, I mean, as far as a blade goes, look at that. That's pretty nice. It's sharp. It's durable. I mean, look at that. You can see the cut right there into the wood. I mean, this thing looks like it's going to hold up on you really nicely. So for a knife that's under $20, I mean, you can't beat this. This is a great everyday carry pocket knife. I absolutely love this. This might end up being one of my box cutters in the future. And then that spring assist is just awesome. I love that. So I'm going to go ahead and put that away, and let's move on to the next one. All right, Amanda, what you got next for me?
There you go.
Perfect, thank you. The Midnight Assassin Karambit. I love Karambits. Ooh, that's nice too. Wow, I can't believe this is under $20. This is great. Okay, look at that. Okay, so first off, it looks like it's got a nylon fiber sheath. So again, nylon fiber, I absolutely love that material. It looks like a really good sheath. I actually like that a lot. And then the blade itself looks like it's another 3CR13 stainless steel, which again is corrosion resistant. It also has this black finish to it, which is nice. So I like that. I guess the thing I noticed most on this knife is the handle. That looks like, yeah, it's a G10 handle. I absolutely love G10 material. It's got a really good grip to it. Like, it's got this texture to it that's really comfortable on your hand and gives you a really nice solid grip. So yeah, as far as comfort goes, that's perfect. And then the size of this to my hand is about perfect. I hate when my hand is like scrunched up against there. So this is absolutely perfect as far as comfort goes. So it looks like we've got jimping on both the pommel and on the blade. So if we were to hold it like this, we've got a pretty solid control right there. So yeah, that's pretty decent. But if we were to flip it, like I typically like to hold Karambits like this so that I can, you know, kind of flip it and stuff. So, I mean, you've got some really good jimping right there that feels nice and comfortable. Doesn't rub my knuckles too much, feels really good. So yeah, I absolutely love this Karambit. Look at that, just rips right through really nicely. I mean, that's beautiful, and it just digs right into that wood right there. So, I mean, so yeah, the blade is really nice and sharp. One thing, this is definitely a full tang knife. You can see that G10 handle is over a solid piece of stainless steel, so I love that about it. The overall length is approximately 7 3/4 inches. The blade length is approximately 3 1/4 inches, and the knife weighs approximately 6 ounces. So that's about all I have to tell you about that. I mean, this is a really nice Karambit for under $20. I absolutely love it. But let's go ahead and put that away and move on to our next knife. Awesome, thank you, Amanda. Okay, so this is the Stealth Spearpoint neck knife. Okay, cool, a neck knife. I love neck knives. I absolutely love neck knives that are small like this too. This is awesome because we carry a whole bunch of different neck knives. Some of them are a lot larger. The problem with the larger ones is they show up through your shirt. I mean, if you have a jacket on or something, they're great, but I actually like this size because I can fit this underneath my shirt and you probably can't even tell I have it on. I mean, can you tell? I mean, that's really nice. So I love that. So a couple of things I noticed straight off. First off, this has a breakaway chain on it, which some people like to buy these and then change out the chains with like paracord or something because they don't want the possibility of that chain breaking. There's pluses and minuses to that. The breakaway chain is nice because if someone were to actually grab the chain and try to strangle you, this thing's just going to break. The paracord's nice because it's going to hold on forever, so you have that option. If you buy this, you can definitely change that out for paracord. I'd probably keep on the breakaway chain myself personally. So that's can be a plus, can be a minus depending on what you want. So I notice immediately that this has a Kydex sheath on it. I like Kydex a lot. And this knife, so it's got a stonewashed 3CR13 stainless steel blade on it, which isn't my favorite, but it is nice because it's corrosion resistant. The blade length itself is approximately 1 3/4 inches long, which is important to know because different states have different laws about the length that you can have on your blade. So it's important to check your local laws to make sure you're carrying a knife that doesn't have too long a blade for the laws. The entire length of this knife is approximately 3.5 inches long, which seems really small, but it's actually super comfortable. Like the way that this lines up into my hand actually gives a really comfortable grip. So I could actually see myself using this for defensive purposes. It is small, but you could use it for defensive purposes. I would just practice with it a lot. So as far as sharpness goes, yeah, you can see it's not overly sharp. It's not cutting through that gi very nicely. I can just tell by rubbing my finger against that blade that I would want to sharpen this for sure if I bought it. And this is a good time for me to bring out the Deluxe knife sharpener. Amanda actually set this up on the desk for me to bring out in case I came across a knife that needed sharpening. And this is available on KarateMart.com. I absolutely love this knife sharpener. It's just so easy and so quick. So it's got a 3-step process to it. And step 1 is a tungsten steel for coarse knife blade sharpening. And it actually has this little dial here to set the angle of your blade. And in the instruction manual, it actually makes it really easy for you to figure out how to do it. So I'm gonna set my angle at about 31 degrees. And all I do is I just kind of rub the blade 3 to 5 times on that coarse sharpening. And let's check that. Oh yeah, it's already sharper. And then it's got the second step, which is the diamond rod for fine sharpening. So we again do it about 3 to 5 times. So I'm just going to set that down. Do you hear that? It's just kind of making that blade just kind of nice and sharp. Oh yeah, much sharper now. And then it's got a ceramic rod for step 3. And again, we just do it 3 to 5 times. And what that does is that polishes up the blade. Oh yeah, much sharper, much sharper. So just that quickly you can sharpen up your knife blade. So let's see if it's a little bit sharper now. Oh yeah, look at that. Just cut right through it. So isn't that nice knowing that you can so easily just sharpen up your knives? I think that's one of the most important thing whenever you get a new knife. Just make sure it's sharp and then you'll have a much easier time with it. The only other thing I think I need to say about this is that it's about 1 ounce, so super light, actually really comfortable. I like how it has a false edge on the top, so I actually get a lot of control with this as I use it. So pretty awesome neck knife. I actually like this a lot. Let's go ahead and put that away and move on to the next item. All right, Amanda, hand me the next one. Thank you, appreciate it. All right, what do we have here? The Night Ranger pocket knife. Oh, wow. So immediately upon grabbing this, I can tell that this is a really heavy-duty knife. This actually weighs 8.5 ounces, and it's obvious when you hold it in your hand. And that was a really nice spring assist there. Oh yeah, I like that. I love a good spring assist that just pops that open so perfectly. I love that, where you don't even have to flick your wrist. It just springs. I love that. So the open length on this knife is approximately 8.5 inches. The blade length is approximately 3 5/8 inches. And then closed, it's approximately 4 3/4 inches. I guess when I look at this, the thing that's most obvious is this striped zebra wood handle. I absolutely love that. I think it looks so nice. It's actually a really comfortable, kind of smooth wood. Feels really good on your hand. And then holding this, yeah, that's a comfortable knife. I actually like that a lot. It's like the perfect size for my hand. My thumb fits just perfectly up there, feels good. The blade is sharp, it's already sharp. I don't even need to sharpen that. Feels really good. It's got a pocket clip on the back, which is nice. Let's see how nicely that fits in my pocket. Yeah, that's beautiful. I absolutely love this knife. I think it's just a really good quality knife. The blade is a 440 stainless steel blade with a jet black anodized finish on it. It just looks beautiful. I mean, everything about this looks beautiful. We obviously have a plain edge blade there, but the contrast between the wood and then the metal just looks so nice. I absolutely love that. Let's see, yeah, nothing else to really tell you about it. So let's actually test this thing out a little bit since it's already sharp. Yeah, I mean, it just sliced through that like nothing. Let's hit the wood a little bit. Yeah. So as you can see, just digging right into that wood, no problem. And the blade is in mint condition still. Looks good. Still totally sharp. You don't even need to sharpen that again. Feels nice. That's a good quality knife. For under $20, I absolutely love this knife. I think this might be a new knife that I decide to carry. Love it. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that away and let's move on to the next one. Awesome, thank you, Amanda. Okay, what do we have here? Okay. This is called the Stealth Cleaver knife. Interesting. Oh, wow, okay, gotcha. I haven't seen one of these in a while, but these are pretty cool. So if we look at this looks like a straight razor, like something you'd use for shaving. And I absolutely love this style of knife. It's actually considered a chisel point knife, but it's not a true chisel point. Like on an actual chisel point knife, what they'll typically do is they'll sharpen this end so that you could actually chisel with it. But this one's actually got this dull end up here. So, I mean, you could definitely sharpen it. You could definitely take that to a belt sander and sharpen it up if you want. But one of the reasons why they would leave it unsharpened is that so that you have a less lethal option at your disposal if you were to use your knife. But let's just take a look at this. So one of the things that's really nice about this type of knife is we have this corner here, which is so perfect for utility purposes. So like if you were to open boxes or something, you would just use that point and it would just slice right in. So for slicing, I mean, that tip is super sharp, super sharp. I mean, we could just cut right through this entire bee just like that. I mean, look how easy that is. So I absolutely love the fact that that point is just sharpened so nicely. The blade itself is pretty darn sharp. We've got this ring on the pommel, which is nice, so we can hold it like a karambit if we want. And then we've got jimping up top, so we can actually hold that pretty nicely. And then we also have jimping on this side. So I'm not sure which way I would actually hold this if I were to buy it. I mean, it feels pretty comfortable like this. Yeah, I mean, look how nicely that just cuts through. It's actually perfect. I mean, look, it's just ripping apart that wood. I mean, that is a really nice sharp blade, and that didn't dull it at all. Let's try it karambit style. Yeah, see, we don't have quite as much control with this blade, karambit style, I guess because it's not curved. So I guess for this blade, I would probably hold it like this. I seem to have a lot of control with that. It looks like the blade is a 3CR13 stainless steel with a black finish. Again, corrosion resistant. We also have a G10 handle, obviously full tang, but the G10 handle goes over top, and that is actually super comfortable. Really, really comfortable knife. I love the look of this. I think it's so unique. So if you don't have a knife like this in your collection, I think it's just an awesome knife to have, especially under $20. The overall length is approximately 8 inches. The blade length is about 3.5 inches, and the knife weight is about 5.5 ounces. So as far as weight goes, that's pretty comfortable. That's a pretty comfortable weight on there. Let's see, the sheath. The sheath is a nylon sheath, and it's a little different. It's got this style here, which you don't see that often on sheaths. So you could actually hook it to your belt this way, but we can undo these and take this off, and then you can hook it to your belt the other way. Like you can hook it back here sideways. so that you could just pull out your knife like that if you wanted to. So that's kind of cool. I like that about the sheath. Overall, a pretty nice knife. I don't think there's anything else for me to really tell you about it. Yeah, not really. So if you have any questions, though, definitely put them in the comments. Let's go ahead and move on to the next knife. All right, Amanda, what do we have next?
Here we go.
Cool, thank you. The Desert Ranger pocket knife. Okay. Oh wow, small guy. Okay, tiny. Okay, so I guess this would probably be for someone with smaller hands or someone who didn't want such a large knife. Oh, that's a really nice spring assist on it too. I like that. And then the blade is sharp. I'd actually probably, let's see how sharp it is. Oh, it's actually pretty sharp. Yeah, that's already sharp as is, but I really like a really sharp blade, so I'd probably put that on the ceramic rod just to polish it up just a little bit, make it ultra sharp. And yeah, I mean, you can see that's just going through like nothing. In the wood, it just takes it off. That's beautiful. I like that. So we've got this desert sand colored aluminum handle on there, so that's pretty nice. The blade itself is a Stonewash 3CR13 stainless steel, so again, corrosion resistant. The blade is about a 2-inch blade, which is very important to check your local laws. It's approximately 5 3/4 inches open and 3 3/4 inches closed. It's also got this lanyard hole on the pommel, which is kind of nice. Like you could hook that to a keychain. You could also hook it to a necklace for a neck knife. And then it's got this little flat end here, which you could use as a flathead screwdriver. So I actually like that aspect of it. And then obviously there's a bottle opener there, which could definitely come in handy. And we've got a pocket clip here, which, I mean, this thing's small. Yeah, that's really small, really comfortable. It only weighs about 3.3 ounces, so super light, great spring assist. And it's got this venting in the blade, which gives it a really nice aesthetic appeal. As far as comfort goes, I mean, it's pretty comfortable, but I don't like how my pinky kind of slides off the end, so I would say this is probably a better knife for someone with smaller hands. In fact, Amanda, do you want to just see how that feels in your hand?
Yeah, that works really well for my hands anyways.
Oh yeah, that fits just perfectly. So yeah, for smaller hands, that's absolutely perfect. But if you have any questions on this or any of the other knives I showed off in this video, definitely leave them in the comments below. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to our channel. Check out KarateMart.com because we've got all sorts of new weapons on the site right now. And then also go to the community page and actually vote for which knife you like the best this week, because that'll give me a better idea of what you guys are interested in. But until next week, we'll see you Weapons Wednesday.